What's up, Trekkies? Hi. So we've got 14.5 coming. I knew it would. People around the forums have been like, what's the background downloader for? I'm like, why do you guys freak out over the background downloader? Maybe it's the fact that I've been playing WoW for 11 years and the background downloader is like kind of a once a month thing. I don't really, especially when it's around expansion time. Yeah, they tend to just put the background downloader on all the time and you just download whatever they got. But people see the background downloader and they're like, maybe somebody out there is on a per megabyte basis of their stuff and they're like, I don't mean to do this. Well, just close the launcher. As I checked, the internet doesn't necessarily work that way. So, as I said a couple weeks ago, 14.5 is coming out. The Infinity Lockbox has been updated. And we're going to get into that one at the end of this video. I'm going to save that ship and postulating all for that. Console will get here in just a sec. I think you guys, but I don't know, you guys don't know. The featured episode, The Renegade's Regret, kind of seems like it's wrapping up the Zenkethi storyline, and we will move on to, and then the expansion comes out and we'll move on to the Gamma Quadrant stuff. The Constable secondary specialization's coming in. I gotta log in later and basically put in all my points and consider that done. So I've got like 17 specialization points right now. Yeah, these updates and episodes combine to form an amazing package to get everyone ready to warp into the expansion this summer. When it'll come out, they say summer, but it's sort of like, will it come out before, after, or during Ryza? Technically, that's all times. I don't know why, but you guys understand what I mean. Are they gonna drop it like June, and then come like 2 weeks later, they're gonna do Ryza, or are they gonna drop it during Ryza after it starts, and that'll get all the players in because we all love the summer event, and then they'll drop the expansion, which will keep people going, or will they wait till near the end of Ryza to drop the expansion? Because all the players are in, and once they start getting their new ship, whatever ship that is, no news on that yet. We way out. Don't think I know anything. It's just probably not going to be a science vessel. Anyways, so that's that. Console news. Technically, according to the Xbox One news page, you guys are having old featured episode week 4 that was posted last Thursday. We've got Celebrate First Contact Day. Now that is a platform-wide event because it has to happen on a certain day. First Contact, April 5th, 2063. I understand we are still before that date. Anyways, so it'll start at 8 a.m. this Thursday and go for a week. So if you got 7 days, taking a wild guess, you do the thing, you have to get 5 of them. 5 of 7. You get it. Kind of how this works. Maybe 4. We'll see. I should just read the blog post. You basically go do the event. You'll beam down to Bozeman, Montana, where the Phoenix and all that, it's like, if you watch Star Trek First Contact, that whole like base is you get the idea that you're there at Bozeman, Montana, and you'll have a little you have to go pick up a rocket and then you have to align it just right. It's cute. It's fun. It's an event that's not combat based, and it's great. However, since it's not combat based, a lot of people are just gonna stand around because even if you don't get first place or second place, as long as you just do this whole event, like first day last year, I had 3 people standing around. There are 4 or 5. And 3 people were just standing at their tables. They literally did nothing. They queued and went AFK. Does that mean you're going to get first? Maybe, possibly. So when you complete a queue at First Contact Day, you'll receive a Zephram Cochrane Memorial Hologram Voucher. Limit 1 per day per character. A minimum of 4 holograms are required, so 4 of 7. So there's that. In order to receive the special event prize box, which includes the following: the Bozeman Hyper Impulse engines, modified fuel injector that increases speed when at full throttle, but it comes at the cost of some maneuverability. So you fly super fast. What is that ship? Possibly a Klingon ship. It's got the little wings out to the side. It'll be unlocked for your entire account, so you only really need to do it. And then a replica toy rocket resembling the Phoenix you'll also get from that store. You'll be able to get the Hyper Impulse engines from the Dilithium Reclaim store. The Phoenix Holo Emitter for your shuttles and fighters that will make you look like the Phoenix. This device is an unlimited duration, unlike those provided by the Ferengi. And there may also be, not quite sure, the Phoenix Admiralty card, which is cool because it ignores all modifiers. So, it's a small craft that ignores all modifiers. It's great. It's a legendary, is what I call it. So, let's move on to patch notes for PC at least. So yeah, it's just the Renegade's Regret. Travel to Deep Space Nine, speak to Neth Par, and find out why she betrayed her people to save Bajor. Could be interesting. Probably a lot of lore, getting us geared up and ready to go. I mean, like, mentally geared up, ready to go to the Gamma Quadrant. Secondary specialization, again, coming in, as I said. Resolved an issue that caused various services on ship interiors, like duty officer management, banking, etc., to be only usable by one person at a time. People invite people to other ship. They invite you to your ship? Like, what? Auto fire is now turned on as default for ship combat. In case you don't have auto fire turned on, you may want to go in and uncheck all this stuff. Because it'll probably, as you load up into the game today, or when it happened, your auto fire's on. And if you haven't noticed and you didn't have auto fire on before, but now you're liking it, go! Guess what? You didn't know how to activate auto fire, and now you have it. That's cool. There's not a lot of stuff. There's probably a lot of stuff in the background that's not actually, that they added into the game, but isn't actually added into the game. Players can now equip items from the active starship to shuttle, or from an active shuttle to starship. Okay. Guess you couldn't do that before. Resolved an issue that caused Elite Krenim Timeline Scorpion fighters to display as advanced in some places. Updated the many tooltips referencing warp speed to update to the accurate warp speed. This is a tooltip change only. You're not going to be going faster or slower. It's just a tooltip change. Quantum singularity manipulation can once again be activated while the player is cloaked or cloak is disabled. Cool. And then there's not really much else. Upgraded the Jupiter trait to be actually locked out when on lockout. Oh, snap. And that's the patch notes. So yeah, you don't have to worry about, I'm not giving you any spoilers on the mission. I haven't played it yet. I think Star Trek Online's still down for another hour. So, Tier 6 ships and ultra rare Tier 6 ships will be combined into a single pack. Tier 5 ship and secondary ship boxes will be combined into a single pack. All Tier 6 faction specific ships are now contained within a tradable secondary pack, which opens into the correct ship based on the person opening it. In essence, players from any faction that open an Infinity Prize Pack Tier 6 ship will be presented with an option to choose a ship pack named Kelvin Timeline Starship or TOS Dreadnought Starship, among many other existing choices. Each of these new boxes can be traded to other players, which will reward a ship appropriate to their faction upon opening, rather than locking it in the ship in that Infinity Prize Pack that is opened. Ease, I guess. A lot of this stuff seems like they're combining things to shrink the code a little bit. Not necessarily this would make it easier on players. I don't open a lot of Infinity boxes, so I might be here in the future. It says this change applies to the Kelvin Timeline and TOS Dreadnoughts so that their reward structure now matches the temporal science vessels. Updated prize lists. Zenkethi Shukden Escort Tier 6, Lukari Nakam Scout Ship Tier 5, Console Universal Shared Processing Integration, Zenkethi, basically the Zenkethi lockbox has now been added into the Infinity lockbox. I was naming all of these off and whatnot. So, the reason why is because, well, they've added two Tier 6 ships. One in the low-buy store, one in the box. So, that's that. The original Wells is a Tier 5, and you can go Tier 5U, and that's what mine's at. And but it has no Starship trait, and technically it had a console, but that was, So now they're adding in, and they've added in the other ones when they brought out those, so you could use the Tipler cylinder and Mannheim device on the other factions, because the Wells and the Mobius were kinda only for Federation. because it came out back when we only had 2 factions, and they were Temporal Science Vessel, Vern Temporal Science Vessel Federation, Kupol Temporal Science Vessel Klingon, Swimor Temporal Science Vessel Romulan. Click below, there's a link to this whole thing, and it shows the pictures of these ships. Now that they're tier 6 version and they've been updated since 7 years ago, they have a split slot, Lieutenant Commander Science / Temporal Operative. They used to have roughly the same like hit point stuff. Shield modifier is 1.45. That's insane. A lot of the stuff is the same, but we've got Commander Science, Lieutenant Commander Science / Temporal Operative, Lieutenant Commander Universal, Ensign Engineering, Lieutenant Universal. I already know how I'd set that ship up. I set up ships pretty much one of 2 ways, and yeah. And so, well, now that I think about it, no. So I usually only use the Lieutenant Tactical. I might go Lieutenant Commander Engineering. Ooh, Astaton beam. Anyways. So it's 3 tactical, 3 engineering, 5 science, subsystem targeting, sensor analysis, secondary deflector slot, 15 aux, 5 shield, enhanced Tippler cylinder, and then the out of time starship trait. It pretty much runs normal science vessel. The destroyer, before we go into the special stuff, the Klein Temporal Destroyer Federation, the Charpo Temporal Destroyer Klingon, and the Talara Temporal Destroyer Romulan. These are much angrier looking of the other ones because they're closer more to escorts, because it's 1.05 shield modifier, not 1.45, so they have 40% less shield. And so it's a Commander Tactical, Lieutenant Commander Tactical Temporal Operative, Lieutenant Commander Universal, Lieutenant Universal, Ensign Engineering. They have an experimental weapon slot, can equip dual cannons, 15 weapon power, 5 aux, has the enhanced Mannheim device, and comes with 1.21 terawatts. Yeah, they're making these jokes. So can equip dual cannon. So it is an escort versus the other one, but it's a temporal escort. So anyways, so the enhanced Tippler cylinder is the Templar cylinder. You rewind approximately 13 seconds. Your ship, you don't rewind for 13 seconds. That's a long time to just keep grinding backwards. Your ship position reverses, and some of your hull and shield regeneration is shield restored. Additionally, the cooldown and recharge times of your abilities are rewound. The console provides a passive boost to exotic damage and starship shield capacity. It says the console mod can be equipped on any starship. Only one of these consoles may be equipped on a ship at a time. Here's my issue. A lot of people have been wigging out about this, but it's not like Cryptic's never made typos in their thing before. Because the Tippler cylinder has a significant graphical activation with the little... The Paradox does it, the Anorax does it, the Wells does it, and the Mobius does it. Mobius and the Wells are close to the same design anyways. And then the Romulan and the Federation ones all have that same... They have the beams that come out of the little circles. The Anorax has it coming out of all the little spikes on the... part. So, but it's a significant graphical look, and I'm not sure that every starship's going to be able to. It says it can be equipped on any of, it says any starship, but they probably forgot the word temporal starships. The Tippler cylinder is part of a set. If you also have the Mannheim device equipped, activating the temporal backstep ability will cause all nearby foes to freeze in time until the sequence has ended. Which is actually pretty cool. If you got stuff near you, you just rewind and then you go backwards and everything's held in place. The stupid thing is they can't be targeted, so if your party is like blowing the heck out of things in that area, they immediately lose their targets. I've been yelled at that one for using it on my Anorax. The Mannheim device, enhanced Mannheim device, creates quantum duplicates, one from your past, one from your future. So basically, you're gonna have, this is the Anorax, because it's a long ship. You activate it, it goes... And then two copies of you go. One goes forward, one goes backwards, and then they work like photonic fleet. But in the case of the Anorax, they will fire their own chronoton lance, and they will activate the little science boom, 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 arrow. Yeah, out of time starship trait for the science vessel. Traveling above 88 impulse speed, or I'm not sure if that's 88 impulse speed or 88 impulse power, 88%. Going over 88% impulse speed's pretty easy for me to do. Will cause you to gain stacks of out of time while suffering minor cold damage each second. When you drop below 88 impulse speed, again, not quite sure if this is percent or actual number. I mean, it's thematically could be the actual number because you got to go 88 miles an hour, not 88% of your governor. All stacks of out of time are removed, and a scaling bonus to your bridge officer recharge times is applied based on the number of stacks obtained, 25 max stacks. This trait will only be active while in combat and above 10% hull. Bridge officer recharge buff will apply immediately even if you are traveling above the impulse threshold, even if these conditions change. Okay. And the Mannheim device, as I said, splits your ship, provides a passive boost, shield hardness, drain expertise, control expertise. 1.21 terawatts. While this trait is slotted, suffering electrical damage or radiation damage will grant a reduction to the cooldown timers of your captain abilities. Not your bridge officer abilities, your captain abilities. This may only trigger once every several seconds. 1.21 terawatts I can see being very useful for a tactical officer as you want your cooldowns to be active more, but you have to take electrical or radiation damage. I am interested in having the Vern class, because it's a sleeker version of the Wells. I do think, weirdly, that the Tippler cylinder and the enhanced Tippler cylinder are exclusive to each other, but they build on the set. Perhaps. So that if you have the enhanced Tippler cylinder and the Mannheim device, boom, you got that. This doesn't say whether they work or not, because it's like I don't really want to buy the Destroyer again from the low-buy store just so I can get the enhanced Mannheim device and the enhanced Tippler cylinder. Because I already bought the Mobius and I have the 3 set. Because the 3 set comes from the Paradox. Letting you know on that one. I'm going to check the news again real fast. Okay, Renegade. First week reward, console science emitter refocuser. In addition, the first completion of this mission on the account will grant featured episode weekly box specialization point. Good for the new specialization. Obviously, it's a featured episode. The box will give you the choice of the enhanced universal tech upgrade or specialization point. Again, I got specialization points, so I just take the tech upgrade. But this is a great way to get your constable up there if you're like really interested in getting it and you've been trying to max out the rest of your specializations. And this, I'm not sure how many weeks are going to be on this one, but just make sure to do it so you can get your stuff up there. I know tech upgrades are really appealing, but specialization points are sometimes really good. The console is a new unique science console inspired by Zenkethi designs and technology. It passively boosts Tetrion damage, shield restoration, and drain expertise. I don't do Tetrion damage, but I guess it's cool. Depends on if it's like low amount of Tetrion damage. I mean, if it's got a lot of drain expertise, I may just put it on in place of one of my other consoles. Not really happy with one of them right now. It says next week they'll reveal week 2 reward. So there's another point for you. But yeah. Alright. I'm logging off now, or I'm logging on to the game now to go do this while everything on my computer does stuff. I will chat with you guys next week. And hopefully, again, if you have any questions, comment below. If you have any questions about science vessels, I got not all of them, but a heck of a lot of them. 30 almost. I will chat with you guys next week. Bye.